Hi there, it's Stacie Tatera-Milwaukee Medium, and today is Monday, September the 11th, and I'm going to be doing your weekly Angel Oracle card reading. I hope everyone had a really great weekend. I was fortunate enough to celebrate my 17th year wedding anniversary, as I mentioned last week, and it was my husband's birthday. And then my 10-year-old decided to give me her fabulous head cold, so I'm dealing with that, but so far so good with all of the little remedies that I have. So I hope everyone is feeling well today. You know, September 11th is a day that for most of us brings back a memory that was very difficult. And today I'm going to dedicate this reading to those that were directly impacted and those souls that just, you know, went home on that day because it was just a tragic event. And my heart goes out to the families of those people that, you know, their loved ones lost their lives. I personally, every year, light a candle, and I put it on my front porch in the evening. I say a prayer. I have my family join me, just as a small way to honor those that lost their lives on 9/11. And it just helps me to keep their memory and their spirit in a positive light. So I did want to, you know, mention that today. I'm going to be using the Archangel Gabrielle cards, and it's interesting because she has been coming up a lot with clients as far as wanting to be heard. And as you know, I meditate pretty much daily, and I always ask what card deck we're going to use, and this was the deck that the angels had asked Archangel Gabrielle that we use this deck today. So let's see what the angels have to say. And just so you know, if you're interested in purchasing or getting this deck, it's the Archangel Gabrielle deck by Doreen Virtue. The first card is daily practice. The more you practice your new skills, the more comfortable and confident you become. Now, there's a couple different messages around this, and I'll show you the picture. So a daily practice. Anytime you learn something new, the best thing is really to practice, because it just helps you to get more comfortable and more confident. And I feel that this card is about you getting into a daily practice for yourself in terms of your own spiritual journey. So that could mean getting in the daily practice of meditation, of prayer, of sitting outside while the weather's nice and being able to connect with nature, going for a walk. We talk about that a lot in these readings because it's actually a really good way for us to get reconnected, kind of bring ourselves back to center and get grounded. And there's been a lot going on, you know, energetically speaking. We've had eclipses and big full moons and these hurricanes. There's a lot of shifting going on, and I feel like the universe is asking us in many ways to rebuild, to, you know, get rid of habits and emotions. They're talking to me very fast, so my words are getting twisted up. But, you know, when we tend to lose everything, and some of the people that are being affected by these hurricanes are losing everything, and it is very tragic, but it's the rebuilding process that we now want to focus on. And it's also the opportunity for people to come together and support one another through love and support, which we really need to do as a country and as humans in humanity. So there's been a lot going on energetically, and it's hard for those of us who are sensitive not to feel that energy around us. And so the daily practice helps us manage all that's going on around us. So you know that no matter what is going on, your way of staying centered is to stick to your daily practice. It could be journaling. It could be, you know, writing in your computer on a blog. It could be starting a book, finishing a book, reading a book. A daily practice could mean anything. Exercise, spending time with family, having a no electronic zone period of time. That's something else to consider, because we tend to spend so much time on our electronics. So just throwing out some ideas for you, but the daily practice ultimately helps you be more comfortable and more confident in who you are and how you're moving forward. Listen only to love. This is so beautiful. Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. So many times we get caught up in our ego, and our ego tends to be, for many of us, the source of fear, that negative self-talk, that talk that says, you're never going to be able to accomplish this. You're not going to be financially secure. You're not going to be able, to do what you want to do in a relationship, or say what you need to say to somebody because you're afraid. And if you're able to shift that fear into a love space, so you listen only to love, that will allow you, again, to not be distracted by outside fear-based thoughts. And the other thing I'm getting around this card too is, be mindful and be aware of the company that you keep. If you're around people that consistently are negative or fear-based or angry, there's a lot of emotion that comes from fear. And what I have known and what I've learned in my spiritual journey is there's really two emotions, fear and love. And I ask my clients and people that I interact with, where do you want to fit into that? Do you want to be in a fear-based space or a love-based space? And I choose love as often as I can. Now, I'm human. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't ever get caught up in fear sometimes, because I do. I'm human. That's part of our experience. But the important thing is to recognize that and then be able to move into that space of love. And then we go back to this first card. If you have a daily practice in place, it allows you to shift into that love space a lot quicker. The other thing that kind of came out is that in my meditations and just information that I receive is, sometimes we get, it's when we're the most fearful that we can't hear the voices of our higher self or our messages from our guides and our angels, because we get so wound up. And that's when we feel like I need the most help right now. And that's why when we get into that space where we're, maybe frantic or scared or just not knowing what to do, what direction to take, that we listen to love, that we do everything we can to shift in, knowing that you will always be okay. There's divine timing on everything, and I have to remind myself of that on a regular basis. And so the more that you're able to understand all of that, it just helps you navigate through life with more ease and grace, which is really my goal to help each of you. Birth, new life, such as a baby, an idea, happy news, or an exciting project, blossoms within and around you. These cards tell a story. Daily practice, getting into, and I have goosebumps as I say this, is so beautiful, getting into your daily practice, listening to love, and that's when the new birth comes in, the new ideas, the new opportunities. We've definitely shifted. I feel like September's kind of that corner month. It's like we got around September, and then October, November, December, we should see a little bit more straightforwardness. But it's a beautiful card, and what's interesting is you have these two angels talking to each other. It actually looks like Mother Mary, and then in the back there's this path, and there's mountains, and it's just beautiful, and there's things growing. And so, new life is, what we want. And kind of going back to what I was saying, after these hurricanes, we have to start a new life. For many of these people affected, friends and family, it may not be the ideal way or how you wanted it to happen. And sometimes we have to go through that, like a tragic type of situation in order for us to say, okay, now I have to take this opportunity to start new. And this is what I want to do moving forward. I want to do this differently. I want to pay more attention to my family. I finally want to get the job that fills my soul, because life shifts and changes in a minute. Absolutely, all of the time. And so it's very interesting. I was just watching Colette Baron-Reid on a live, and she drew a card for today, and it was new life. So that's kind of the vibe that we're getting right now is, using the energy that we're currently in, really getting focused on what you want versus what not, don't focus on what you don't want, because when you put that energy out there, you get more of the same. So sometimes for us, it's just a shift of perception. It's a shift of how we look at things. And when we're able to do that, it really allows us to move forward in a way that we find more peace, more joy, more contentment, and be honest with yourself. That's so important. And I think that, message had come up not long ago, but we have to be honest with ourselves. So just perfect. They always are. I act surprised, but I really am not. I think for me, it just makes me happy because I know how relevant and how important these messages are for so many of you. I encourage you to share these messages so more people can watch this. But it's just good things. So listen to love. Get out of that fear-based space. And again, I see, be mindful of the people you're hanging with. And sometimes people say, well, if I'm with coworkers that I have to be with every day and that they're negative, put your energetic shields up and just, go about your business. Try not to let them impact you. Send them love and light and be on your way. It's really the best thing that you can do for everybody involved. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Stacie Tatera-Milwaukee Medium. You can find me on Facebook, Stacie Tatera-Milwaukee Medium, and then also my website. I'm hoping that this week is my last meeting for my website, and we should be live here shortly with my new site. It's going to be similar to what it currently is, but it'll be more streamlined and easier to make payments and schedule and all that good stuff. But I hope each of you have a wonderful week. And again, dedicating this reading to today, or September 11th, these cards are very, telling for that situation, listening to love instead of anger over feeling attacked, and, starting over again. And sometimes things have to crumble for us to be able to rebuild. And that's what these cards speak to. So have a great rest of your week. It is Monday. Here in the Midwest, we're supposed to be having some nice weather. So we're grateful for that, and I hope wherever you are that you're safe and that your families are safe, your friends are okay. I know we've been sending prayers to everybody, the Virgin Islands. That's one of my most favorite places to vacation. We were supposed to go next April on a cruise to visit there, so I'm not quite sure what'll happen, but we're just sending lots of love and prayers and support in any way you feel you need to. If that's prayer, if it's monetary donation, if it's sending goods, if it's whatever that is for you, certainly do what resonates for you. So have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next Monday. Take care.